Good evening and welcome to Cornerstone Christian School's first and second grade academic improvement plan. I'd first like to take a moment to welcome everybody who is here. You have myself, Mrs. Lambert, the principal, Miss DeBose, our first and second grade teacher, Mrs. Preston, our reading intervention teacher, and Mr. Alverde, our STEM facilitator. Our number one goal at CCS is that our children are academically achieving, that they're in a school environment where they are learning successfully and reaching state grade levels. When we look at the CCS data for math, we see that our students are not reaching those grade levels. If you look at our first grade students at their progress report, they are coming in at about 49% in their achievement scores, and our second graders are nearly at 10. If we look at the progression of a second grade student who is in intervention currently, you see that they've gone from red, which is urgent intervention, into yellow, so they're progressing but still in the need of intervention. The bottom line is the progress of a first grade student who's receiving all of her instruction in class. And we see that she has gone from being on watch for need of intervention back in November to being in urgent intervention currently in her math skills. When we look at this data, we see that we're not meeting our goal of our students academically achieving. We have to ask ourselves how we are doing with our students' progress. What is happening in the classroom that we could change to help them to achieve better scores and learn their math skills? And what other factors could be impacting the student learning? Is there a cohesive curriculum currently at our school? We've just implemented one, so no, there hasn't been. We have students with high challenging behaviors, one student who's absent a lot, so there's many other factors beyond the number in the data that could be impacting our students' learning. So now it's time together to work on a math goal for this school year, that all students are progressing towards meeting grade standards in their math capacities. Students will move into the 75th percentile of achievement by May of 2020. We've got our work cut out for us. This will be completed through the use of our new standards-based curriculum from Bob Jones University. The students who are showing that they're at risk will have weekly assessments done so that we can make sure that we're meeting their academic needs. And our STEM time is going to be used to reinforce math skills that are being taught in the classroom. Our curriculum is already bought, so this goal is already accounted for in this year's school budget. Now let's move over to looking at the data for our student reading and literacy growth. Currently, our first graders on average are in just above the 25th percentile, and again, our second graders are low, almost 10 percentile in their achievement for reading and literacy. When we look at their student growth data, we have just some examples of the data without names to keep it confidential. We have one student who is at their benchmark. We have one student who is in urgent intervention and one who's on watch. Out of our 8 students across the board, we have varying needs academically. So again, let's analyze this data. How are we doing with our students' progress and what factors could be impacting student learning? Our student progress is not where we want it to be, as only 2 students are achieving at grade benchmark. The factors are the same that could be impacting our students: the challenging behavior, lack of attendance, and then when you walk into the classroom, you often see the children being read out loud to, which is great, but we need to also have them reading, and we also see them doing a lot of spelling tests, which leads us to needing to present a goal for our reading. The biggest goal by May of 2020 that we would like to see is that students are progressing towards their grade level for reading. Our steps to accomplishing this is that intervention will be offered to students who are not at grade mark by Mrs. Preston. We'll be putting in a classroom library for students that is at their grade level. They can pick books that they can read. and we'll be implementing the Daily Five. The Daily Five is when students have an opportunity every day to read out loud, to read to others, to be read to do word work, and to write. Our measures will be that the students who are on watch for intervention or needing intervention will be assessed weekly so we can keep track of how they are doing. And we will also see our students grow in their fluency and capability to read at their grade level and also comprehend what they are reading. For our literacy goal, we will see children mastering their phonemic awareness, their first and last sounds, blends, and increased mastery of sight words by May of 2020. The steps to accomplishing this would be giving students opportunities daily to do word work and writing in journals, and to see a removal of the spelling tests. Research shows that at the moment, our students don't need to be doing rote learning of how to spell words, but rather learning what the sounds are and the different ways that sounds blend together to create words. So we'll be removing the spelling tests to focus more on phonics and being able to sound out and write words. Our measures will be seen through keeping a writing journal so we can track students' progress of their writing, and we will also continue to implement the STAR assessment to show the progress of the students' mastery of sounds. We will also see their reading improve. For our staff development goal, we are going to be working on our staff learning standard-based teaching in each classroom through a spiral and cohesive curriculum implemented completely by August of 2020. The steps to accomplish this are the implementation of the Bob Jones University curriculum, which was already purchased by a funder, so no budget is needed for that. We will also be implementing the Daily Five writing and reading workshops into classroom time management. This will be fostered by having 2 professors from Metro State of Denver come down and do staff training on how to do reading and writing workshops in the classroom. We also use curriculum mapping as a whole staff so that we can see where there's holes in the instruction that we are giving our students. Our student assessments will show grade progression when moving into the next school year. Students will have the needed knowledge for the school year that they're going into, that they're on track and they can succeed in that next grade level. Teachers will also be able to work together to build on knowledge blocks and just to have that team capacity of working together to see student achievement. We're entrusted with these children. God entrusts us to teach them. In Proverbs 22:6, we are told to train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it. Being a small Christian school, we get to give our students the tools to excel in life and to help them build a life to become the person that God has created them to be. Looking at the life of Nehemiah, we can put this improvement plan together and with steadfastness see success, just like he did when rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem. Working together will make this task one that is fun, successful, and worth being celebrated. It will take a lot of changes from our current staff and the way that we are doing things, but we will see a high success rate on the other end. Thank you for your time tonight, and I'm excited to see as our data grows and we see our students progress.